Alex, you'd be so proud. I kind of showed my age is what I did. The other night I spent a good hour and a half playing a video game.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud.
Nice.
I was playing on Apple. I was playing Apple Arcade because I'm like, I'm paying for this. I don't really play anything. I'm just curious to see what they have on there. And my girls are playing. They're getting more and more interested in games. They're playing, from Roblox and stuff like that on their iPads all the time. So I downloaded, I think it's called Ocean Horn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so
it's basically Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Yeah, that kind of animation.
But it's not that because it can't be that.
Yeah.
But it's the same idea.
Kind of in Golden Axe, we have kind of 4 different characters you can jump between.
Oh, that's new. That wasn't how it was when it first came out.
Well, this might be. This is like old school Golden Axe kind of animation. It's like, so it kind of looks like an old school NES game. And,
that's different then. Ocean Horn was.
Yeah, I think it's called Ocean Horn 2 actually.
Oh, okay.
Cypress or something. I don't know. But anyway, I just saw a preview for it. It looked kind of interesting, so I downloaded. But yeah, it was like I was playing back in high school. Just going through. I'm like, damn, this is just kind of addicting. So
yes, it is.
You at some point, I'm like, oh, look at that. Like
thinking of me and walking the dog.
I just remember thinking this was me, playing video games back in the day, and it was cool. But anyway, my kids love it. Like I show them, they're all about it.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, good to hear.
I didn't want to talk about that on the show. So
of course not. Why would we want to?
All right. Well, welcome to the All Pop No Culture podcast. I'm your host, as always, Opie, and I'm joined, as always, by Kevin.
Hey.
Alex.
Hi.
David.
Hello.
And Pete.
Good evening.
Whenever
you're listening.
Thank you. Because I'm sure somebody right now is screaming at the radio going, "It's 10 a.m. What an asshole." Glad you made that little
wrong.
There. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. I'm trying to hit the nail on the head, but I mean, still, I don't think that's happening. The listener part, I mean.
Yes, that's right.
So we are a pop culture center podcast, and if you're new to the show, we weekly go over things that we have been watching that we feel we want to share. And on top of that, we are going through some franchises, movie franchises, as looks like all of us have one, except for one that we are going through at the moment to let you know if it's something you should watch, shouldn't watch, or otherwise. But before that, let's see, I'll go around the horn here. David, anything you've been watching this week that anybody else should know?
We watched a couple of things. First off, finished Mayor of Easttown.
Me too. That was on my list.
I'm not going to say anything because it was they did a fantastic job with the show.
Yep, I agree.
They I guess the best way to say it, they stuck the landing. And it's really worth watching. I mean, I can't stress that enough. The acting's fantastic. It's a whodunit that, even at the end, I thought I knew, and I thought I knew what was going on, and I was still confused. And so it's really, really well done. So,
well, yeah, they do a good job with that. Yeah, with that. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Where it's like you thought everything was done, and you're kind of like, well, what, but there's still 40 minutes left in the show. What else is, what else? Like there's no other loose ends at that moment. So that was good. That was well done as well.
Honestly, it was such a big show that I kind of was waiting for a long wrap up. I mean, Falcon Winter Soldier had like a 40-minute wrap up. I mean, they wrapped that show up like real well, like the action. And then they were like, now let's knock the pins down. And then they spent, a bunch. So I was kind of expecting that. And then all of a sudden some other shit's happening. I was like,
yeah. Yeah. Well, wait, what, huh?
Yeah. So kept you on your toes. It was really good. So
agree.
That was one. And then I'm mostly caught up on the Bad Batch. I think they released a new one yesterday, and I have not seen that one. But
I haven't caught up on any of it. After I think the third episode, I just kind of stopped watching. I haven't gone back.
yeah, I think there are 6 now, and I've seen 5.
There's
Kevin, have you
there's a
seen-
couple of Clone Wars returning characters in this next episode, or in last night's episode.
Cool. I liked
it's a
5. I
little
thought
throwback.
5 was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
So it's moving along. It hasn't really wowed me, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. It's just
No.
kind of another extension of Clone Wars is how it looks to me. I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not doing anything else. It's just focusing on a couple of clones and what's going on and kind of their adventures in space right now.
Yeah. I keep waiting for something like really interesting to happen, and it hasn't happened yet.
No, I kind of
So-
felt the same way. So if I remember correctly, it doesn't have that many episodes, right? Like 8, 10,
Oh,
something like that?
No, it's going to be like 18, I think.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
they're
it's
actually
longer. It's
still
going
gonna
to keep
truck
running
along
because
for a while.
Loki starts this week, but yeah, they bumped Loki to Wednesday. I think maybe just to keep Bad Batch by itself on Fridays.
Ah, all right. I did notice that it was bumped up, and I thought that was interesting. All right, moving on. Let's see. We were stuck in. We weren't stuck. We went to Seattle last weekend, and we were in our hotel room in the evenings, and they had Showtime for free. So I was like, "Yeah, shit, why not? We'll watch something on Showtime." And we started watching the show Black Monday. Don
yeah.
Cheadle, Regina
Uh-huh.
King, Paul Scheer. We've only watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes, but it's damn funny. It's dark. It's exceptionally well acted. Don Cheadle is fucking killing it. So we're actually going to do the free trial of Showtime just to see more of the show because it's been really damn good.
Yeah, the latest season just came out, and it comes out weekly, so it's not at all binge option. So we've been trying to keep up with it.
Nice. Well, the fact that you're all the way there means it's a pretty damn good show. If you've made it, if you kept
Yeah, it's
watching
good
all
enough.
that.
It was one that we never, not as far as I can tell, like it wasn't anything that we ever didn't like, but there were times that we forgot that we were watching it.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, that's right, Black Monday. We still haven't finished that season. Or actually, at one point, it's like she's like, yeah, we did. I'm like, oh, I don't remember that we finished it. So it's good. It's just it's not one that I remember all the time.
Fair enough. And then I guess finally, I went to the movie theater with my daughter and saw Quiet Place 2.
Oh, finally. What are you talking about? Finally, you go to the theater every week.
Well,
I know. It seems like every time we've had an episode, you've had.
no,
Yeah.
but finally to see this one. It's because it's been like I've been talking about wanting to see it for like a couple weeks. And it was disappointing.
Oh no!
Really? I've heard the opposite.
Yeah, I haven't
Really?
heard anybody that complained about it.
I haven't heard anything about it, honestly. I heard that there a third one is in the works.
That was very clear from this. There was just some choices in this film that I was just like, come on, like this is exceptionally stupid.
Like the guy with the tap shoes. I know, ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Just
The
had to
yodeler.
The one-man band.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
come on, buddy.
You're telling me a dude with Tourette's made it that far. Fuck you.
So
That's your hero.
I don't know. It wasn't as good. I just watched the first one, right? Like a couple weeks
Okay.
ago. And so coming into this one, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as well thought out. It definitely felt like it was meant more as a bridge film to the next one. It feels like they're trying to set up a trilogy specifically. Maybe they'll stretch it more, but it feels right now like a trilogy, and that this was kind of like the middle film that doesn't really do much. But like I said, there were some decisions in there that I thought were really suspect, that they just felt like writing convenience and not like an organic character decision.
Okie dokie.
So that's about it. Oh, and I've been playing a lot of Mass Effect. I got
Yeah.
I'm not like super
Yeah.
far into one. I will agree that it is still wicked clunky. They
Yeah.
hardly fix anything. It looks really pretty. The story's still fantastic. It's a great game to play through, but I can't wait to get to 2 and to get to a much better user interface.
Yeah. That's a fact.
All right, now I'll
Okay.
yield to the floor.
Well, how about since you finish off with games, why don't we just hop on over to Alex? Since I assume there's gaming in there somewhere.
It doesn't have to be.
No, that's fine.
But there
You do
is.
you. You do
There
you.
always is. I mean,
Yeah. But I mean, it was something worth talking about, not just, you're going through your 18th run through of Black Sails.
no, I won't talk about games this week. Except to say, no.
Except for this.
Yeah, except for this 1 hour monologue that I prepared.
Except for these 3 new games that just came out. I just want real quick.
I finished the Mass Effect trilogy, so I've actually not been playing that much after I finished because it was just like that was great, and now and I've just been watching a lot of stuff actually.
Huh.
And
I started playing a little bit more weird.
Trading places.
Yeah, it has to go somewhere.
Yeah,
the energy has to go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The spirit of gaming.
Yeah.
So I watched 3 like currenty relevant things and then 1 not as relevant. So I'll start with that one. I graduated from watching clips of Big Bang on the internet to just starting the whole series over and just watching it as a whole. I'm in season 6 already. Like I said, I've been watching it a lot.
Yeah.
How were the early seasons? Were they good?
They're great.
They're
Wow.
good.
Yeah,
They're
they gotta
really
be
good.
good.
Yeah.
They're really
Yeah.
great. And I
They
think
were-
probably better than the later ones, if I'm being honest.
For sure.
It's been so long since I've seen like the first, second, third season that I don't even remember what it was like back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it holds
The
up
fir-
really well.
yeah.
Nice.
The first season, there is the characters are working on their chemistry still a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say for this show specifically, a lot of shows that have this many seasons, the characters aren't really themselves at first. Like they kind of grow into that character. Like even something like as ridiculous as Always Sunny. Like Charlie's like an illiterate janitor now, but at the beginning he was pretty normal. He was just a little high pitched and a little weird. But he's like so off the rails now at this point. Same with Dennis being like a psychopath. Like
Or
the
how about
characters-
Frank's take quite the
Yeah.
arc, I believe.
Yeah. But I will say these characters, even in season 1, even though the chemistry and the timing was a little off, they were their archetypes and they kept to that
Mhm.
like the whole time, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, halfway through season 6, and I've seen everything up to this point. I think I'm about to get to the point where I haven't seen it because I think I stopped after season 6. I'm pretty excited to keep moving forward. It's a really good show. I mean, it's Big Bang Theory. Like you watch one episode and you know what you're going to get, and if you like it, you'll pretty much like all of it, at least so far.
I feel like once you get to like season 9 or 10 is when it starts to slow down. There were 12 seasons total.
Yeah, I know.
I would expect
Yeah.
any show that goes that long though to
Oh, yeah.
fall off. Like I don't, especially a sitcom. Like there's only so much you can do before
Right.
before you're really stale.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty stale. I mean, and you watched, and there was nuggets of good stuff in there. I mean, but I remember we were just like, come on, guys, you got to end it. And when they finally announced like the last season, we're like, oh, thank God. Like it needs to be put down.
Have you watched the whole thing?
Yeah, I've watched it start to finish.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll get there. But
Yeah, we watched it as it aired, like from the beginning.
we did as well at the beginning. That's how I watched the first few seasons, but we fell off at one point.
Yeah, we never fell off.
Yeah.
We never gave up. We just kept
See,
trying.
we fell off
should have.
because we
should-
canceled.
There were many times where we should have gotten off the train.
Yeah, we fell off because we canceled cable, and CBS was the one network that
Same.
didn't really stream
Same.
anywhere.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Well,
we
I bought
couldn't
Sam
watch
the
it.
DVDs every year for her birthday, and so that's how we kind of kept going for a while, and then we just kind of stopped eventually.
Yeah.
So.
It was the same thing. Canceled cable, and then that CBS was the only station. So I see. Yeah, it's on HBO Plus, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yep.
HBO
Yeah.
Max. Yeah.
Yeah, HBO Max. I mean,
Yeah, that's where I'm watching it.
yeah. I think we're planning on rewatching that as well. It's probably one I'll have to watch with the wife. Otherwise, I just watch it myself.
Yeah, Sam's been popping in and out as well because both of us have seen all these episodes,
Oh, yeah.
and so she'll pop in and watch a couple with me, and then kind of go do her own thing. But when I get to the new stuff, we'll probably watch it all together. If we can, we might just be like, "This sucks" and stop. But like up till now, we're having a good time. So that was kind of my not as relevant one, just because it's older and it's been over for like 4 years now. The newer things, I'm not totally caught up, but I've watched most of season 2 of Mythic Quest.
Oh,
I'm one
Um,
behind.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched any of it yet. I think I'm
Oh,
just gonna
it's-
wait till it's all out now.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
Yeah,
actually been really good. I've like enjoyed I'm up to episode 5. I think we just watched 5 today. So, and I think there's 7 posted at the moment.
6.
Okay, then I watched
6.
Yeah.
4
What
today.
was
Maybe.
what was the last one you watched?
The HR lady trying to get them to sign their packets.
One more after this one.
Yeah, it's either.
Okay.
Yeah, because the last night's wasn't last night's the flashback kind of episode again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could have swore I saw 2 more after this posted on Apple TV.
No, it showed. It
Is it like a
shows the
preview?
a thumbnal for next
Oh,
week.
but it's not
it gives
there.
You, it gives you a
Okay.
blurb. It's not there yet.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, so then I'm almost there. But yeah, Mythic Quest season 2 has been really good. I mean, it's more of Mythic Quest season 1, although I will say that I feel like this season is tackling heavier subject matter a lot of the time.
Yeah. That's actually my
Um,
only complaint about it. The relationship between the 2 girls that got together in season 1
Yeah.
feels a little like heavy-handed. Like their whole relationship just seems a little like forced. Like there's drama forced in there for the sake of it being dramatic.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't
Because I
bother
like
me too
them.
much.
It's just like the way that they're doing their relationship just bugs me a little bit for some reason. I don't know why.
My thing is, it's just more like I feel like Rob McElhenney wanted to stretch his wings a little bit and do some more, because a lot of the scenes that have like heavier content are with him.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see that it can get a little bit more kind of realistic and like make you think about like, oh wow, like instead of just being jokes the whole time, it actually makes you think about shit, which is it's nice. It's a nice change of pace. But I think it's been really good so far. So there's that. I also watched, and I don't know if anyone else watched this, so if you have, let's chime in together. Did anyone else watch the Friends reunion?
Hell yes.
Yes.
I watched 2/3 of it.
Okay. I mean, it's Friends, so you can't spoil anything.
You
It's
haven't
all
watched it?
No, I'm like a season and a half away from finishing the series. I just want to finish that just for
Yeah.
this.
No. Wait.
And then watch it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been pretty good. I've been avoiding headlines and just but you guys can talk about it. It's fine.
Well, there's nothing like it. If you've seen the trailer,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
it is. They just get together and just talk about shit.
Yeah.
And
Was it
It's
well
just-
done?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know that it has any rewatchability. I mean, it was
maybe
kind of
not.
fun.
Those
No.
things usually aren't.
With no,
No,
I
yeah.
think this given time, like if you're one of those people that like you're doing Opie and going back and you binge it, and then you watch it after
Yeah,
the
maybe.
binge.
I might do
It
that.
is rewatchable that way, but
Yeah,
it's
I
not. It's not one of those things that you're just gonna pop on and go, oh,
Every
you know,
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I
Open
think
your
those
presents,
two-
Friends reunion.
I mean,
we're
it's really,
rewatching it right now, and I also got the Friends Lego set that they released. At the
Oh,
time
nice.
with the apartments, because I've already
oh,
got
the
it.
apartments are out.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I've
sweet.
got
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna get those for the summer because we did Central Perk.
yeah. I have Central Perk. It's right there. I'm pointing like you guys can see it, but
Yeah, we
Totes.
cannot see
And,
Holy
uh,
shit! I thought you were joking that whole time.
No,
No, they're real
No.
things.
Dude,
No,
they're
yeah,
fun
yeah.
set. They're fun builds too, and the
Yeah.
apartment looks really cool because it's both of the apartments in the hallway.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
like,
it's
Oh.
the whole set.
He's like, well, now that you say it that way,
and
all
the
of
hallway.
them are-
Well, shit.
It's
You
not
need to
just the
lead with
apartment;
that.
it's the set of the apartment. So they've
Yeah.
got like the rigging and the
Oh.
lights and stuff around it too. It's
Ah.
really it's exceptional.
I know
You're
exactly
selling
where
him.
I'm not gonna be able to fucking put that anywhere.
Well, I will right here in my office.
No,
There
I
you
get
go.
the Lego thing. I'm just giving you shit. But
yeah,
Uh,
didn't,
no,
weren't
yeah,
you about to
never-
buy the Millennium Falcon?
yeah, but see the thing, I
That's
was
the
never
Millennium
into
Falcon, dude. Don't
buildings.
fuck with
I
that.
was never into buildings.
Yeah,
I,
that's
you
fair.
know, I was more into like cars or ships or something.
Yeah.
Something you could play with. You can't play with a stupid building.
Oh yes, you can.
He's like rolling in the little camera, like,
Yeah.
okay, scene 2.
Hey guys, you want to watch my stop motion film I've been working on? I got 3
since
seconds
you brought
done
it
over the
up-
last 2 years.
I'll start to share now then, since you brought it now.
Yeah, the reunion was pretty good. I thought it was well done. It was nice to see them all together. They
Yeah.
had some fun guests. They had some
Yeah.
cool reveals.
They
They
a
had
couple
some
of weird
behind the
guests.
scenes. They had some weird guests.
I thought so.
They had some behind the scenes stuff that I don't think I've ever seen before. And
Yeah.
I've watched
Oh,
lot of the behind the scenes shit, and I was like, oh, this, I don't think I've seen these bloopers or this whatever
yeah.
they're doing here.
Some
Like,
some
that
of
was
the
kinda cool.
bloopers were like extended. Like I remember the blooper itself because I've seen those a billion times on YouTube.
No.
But then like it's like, oh, this is like the continuation of that, the extended blooper cut.
Yeah.
And when they give you the extra long scene after the cut from the very final scene.
Yes, yeah,
Is really like it's really kind of like, oh,
he's frozen.
Yeah.
You're like
Oh, yeah, he's
Oh,
back.
a Joker impression there. You were like,
Yeah,
That
it
was-
was a little,
that was like
little
Ma-
serial
Max
killering.
Yeah.
but yes, yeah, I agree. I thought it was nice. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like you said, if you've watched all of Friends, or if you do a rewatch of all of Friends, it's kind of a nice cap on the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
I felt like the stuff of where they were like talking to them sitting on the couch was actually the weakest part when
With
dude
James
was there.
Corden?
Yeah, I would have rather seen more of the stuff of them just walking the set, shooting the shit, and talking about stuff. in the
yeah,
background.
when they're
Yeah.
sitting around the table together and just reminiscing,
Yeah.
it was super interesting to me.
that was
because
the best part to me too.
it felt like you got more insight, like they were more comfortable because it was
Mhm.
just them, and then they were kind of giving a little bit more. Yeah, I totally agree with you. The James Corden stuff is, I mean, ever since Cats, I despise him because he was in that movie. So
He's dead to you.
Even Dame Judi Dench.
everyone in that movie's dead to me, unfortunately, including Ian McKellen, which I never thought I'd say. So
It's about the part that Gary Oldman played.
yeah.
Idris, he's not in it, thankfully.
What would happen if Joaquin Phoenix was in it?
I'm just glad Henry Cavill had no
What?
appearance, because then I don't know what I'd do.
I
with
thought he
myself.
was one of the cockroaches. I thought that was a known cameo.
There were cockroaches. Anyways, so there's that. Nice special. Well done.
Yeah.
If you like Friends, you've probably already watched it, but if you haven't, watch it. And the last thing, per my background, is I watched season 5B of Lucifer, which is the newest. I think there's 7 episodes or 8 for the second half of season 5. I won't say anything too specific because I know that Kevin and David watch. I don't know about the other guys, but I don't want to spoil anything. It wasn't good. I don't know what else to say. It was really
No
disappointing.
way.
It was
Wow.
really disappointing. I'm
That's a
super sad
bummer.
about it because I've really enjoyed this show a lot.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the impression I've gotten from other friends as well. They've been like kind of dancing around it, but
Yeah.
the impression I got was that it wasn't particularly good.
It's just, I feel like so just to kind of, give some light in this dark time, there are certain things that are very good. Like Tom Ellis as Lucifer is still
Yeah.
incredibly enjoyable and fun to watch, but just the content and what they wrote for him and for everyone by extension is just not, it feels like writer's strike season. It's just not good. The show is already kind of a little far-fetched and ridiculous at times, and this season takes it to like times a million in not a good way. And I was just not, I don't think I liked anything about it, unfortunately.
I gave it some
And
thought.
It's hard
And
to
it
say because
sucked.
I do enjoy the show. Like I like
Yeah.
a lot of the characters, and
Mhm.
Hey! It's not you, buddy. It's not you. All right.
I know.
Sometimes there's a swing and a miss.
And this one was, unfortunately, had a good setup with what happened at the end of 5A with
Yeah.
God finally showing up. And then, I don't know, I feel like they wasted that. So, but I won't say anything more. My general impression was I wasn't a big fan. And when you guys watch it, maybe we'll have a more extended conversation about it. Maybe you'll have different opinions. I mean, there's definitely been things we've disagreed on in the past. So go in.
I don't anticipate it in this one. The friends of mine who have come down on exactly the same position that you have, I trust fairly well. So I was already kind of like not pushing it as an option to my wife,
Yeah.
and knowing we'll get to it at some point, and I'm sure we still will. but-
Yeah. I mean, you should, because I mean, it was one of those things where we just kept watching because it's like we're already 5 seasons in. We might as well just fucking finish the thing. But yeah,
Does it feel like they're stretching it to get that 6th season in? Like,
I don't want to say too much, but there were definitely 2 or 3 episodes that just felt like complete filler
Yeah.
like from start to finish. I was like, why are we watching this? So I was
I
just
heard
like,
there was a musical episode, spoiler alert, and
they have one of those like every season almost
yeah,
at this point. Like
that
since
one did
season 2
not
or
get a
3.
good review from my friend. She specifically stopped watching the show altogether after that one.
That one was yeah, that was that. I think that's episode 2. And
I think she
episode
said it was
1
3.
was a little shaky. And we were already like, and then yeah, that one happened, and we were like, like, should we stop? Like, it was just like, but also it was like, we're here, like, let's just keep fucking going. We'll just torture ourselves a bit. I'll just say that the entire time it was on, Sam was just playing Animal Crossing, so that gives you an idea of how uninteresting it was. But again, some of the characters, like, if you like the characters, they're still themselves for
There.
the most part. Yeah, they're still
They're
around.
still on screen.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, no, but. Man, it was severely disappointing.
I'm sorry.
But they'll have
It
season
makes me
6.
sad. I don't even want to finish this episode anymore.
I know.
I'm gonna go.
I'm sorry if I have to be honest. And again, maybe
Yeah.
like you like Shadow and Bone more than I did. So I'd like, who knows? Maybe you'll like it. But yeah, man.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
since it's already a downer, Pete, why don't you go and take the reins? Let us know what you watched this week.
So I watched Army of the Dead.
Yeah, I watched that
I
too.
meant to get around to that, but I never did.
I watched that too. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's the trailer had me kind of excited for it. Like, I was like, this looks really, really fun. It just is.
How did you-
It's
That's
just
what
a-
I thought.
No,
I
it's
thought
just a
so,
fun
too.
movie. Like, it looked like it was going to be, and I don't watch a lot of movies like this, so I was like, I'll
Like
watch
Avatar?
it. Exactly. No, it was just bad. Like, it was just very disjointed. Dave Bautista was awkward. David was pretty much right with a lot of what he said. Tig was good, but like not good enough to make the movie any good.
No, she didn't save the film by any stretch, but
Like,
She was
Well,
just
remember,
the
she
best
wasn't
part of the film.
actually in the
yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
it was Crystalia that was
Yes,
supposed to be.
that
in
was
it.
the-
There's been some allegations that he's like grooming some underage girl online or something.
What?
Yeah,
Keep going.
so they
who would look at
Check him
Crystalia
out.
and think that?
and she is the highlight of the film, though. The whole the thing with his daughter, I don't.
The whole
Which is
storyline
bad.
with the daughter derails the entire film. Apparently, in the last one, I buried the lead that the zombie apocalypse is caused by Roadhead.
Yeah,
Well, didn't you like text that to us later?
No, Kevin
I think I did.
texted the
Somebody
group
said it,
chat
and
and
I
was
was
like,
like,
wait,
Oh,
what?"
yeah.
And I was
You're
like, yeah.
really?
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it depending on who's giving it.
yeah.
Yeah.
it
How long has it
actually-
been?
Actually,
Patient zero.
is.
I would say, Alex, I would love you to still watch it to get your take on it.
Just love making me watch bad movies, don't you?
No, because
Yeah.
it's
That's
still,
everyone's favorite thing to do.
He's like, "Fuck you guys! I don't want to do it anymore."
I still would argue that this movie was so like it had potential. I swear,
Yeah.
a cop like a non-Snyder cut and make this movie watchable. Right? You lose everything to do with the daughter.
What if
Everything.
Yeah.
What if they do a Snyder cut and it's only like an hour and 15 minutes long? They'd like go the opposite direction.
It would be way better.
Yeah.
They'll do a Whedon cut of it just to balance things out.
Yeah, that's what you call it when you cut all the shit out.
A Whedon
Yeah.
cut?
From now on.
The Whedon cut. Yeah, it's a lot more emotional and it's a lot shorter. And people definitely die.
There's way
No.
more jokes that don't make sense.
It's nothing but the father-daughter storyline. You
There's
got
no
the wrong
zombies at all.
asshole.
Yeah.
You kept the wrong stuff.
It's,
So,
just,
yeah,
it's
was
so
there any-
bad. Like, spoiler, she goes off on her own.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, to like
That's
rescue
not
these
safe
two
around
people,
zombies.
but it's
Wait, when there's an
she's-
hour and a half left until a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, until a nuclear bomb's going to go off. She covers all of Vegas, like
Yeah.
travels like halfway across Vegas to a different hotel. All the zombies run past her, and then she goes into the building. Like,
it's just
It sounds like a movie
bad.
I need to watch.
No, only
just
Alex.
to criticize it, yes. Like
I'll
I
wait
can.
for when do I want to get angry? I'll put that on my to watch list.
I don't know if it can make you angry now that you know it sucks. Like you'll just be like, oh, yep, yep.
It'll just
Yup.
be a, it'll just be a natural reaction.
Yeah.
But if they'd gone with the infinite time loop suggestion from earlier in the film as the real ending, it would have made up for all of the shit. Because then it would have made it a video game. And then it would have been cool. And part of it, like, I don't know if you guys ever played the video game Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2. But like them fools are running with like gas cans on their backs, just like in that game. I mean, like half of the game or the movie played out like a Left 4 Dead game. It's like Zack Snyder was playing Left 4 Dead when he wrote the movie.
Probably was.
And so had it turned into a Left 4 Dead game, I think it would have really worked and I would have really enjoyed the film. But
have you seen that there's a quote unquote sequel to those games coming out soon?
That's what they've been saying for years.
Well, no, it's real. It's I've seen it. It's called Back 4 Blood.
Really?
With the 4, just like Left 4 Dead, it's Back 4 Blood.
Really?
And it's 4-person co-op zombie shooter, just like Left 4 Dead.
I'm in. We played the hell out of those games.
They're so fun.
They're so fun.
Dude, they're fun. Like if you get 4 dudes or 4 friends together, it's just waves of zombies and you just mow them down in like insanely creative ways. It's fun.
You're trying to work your way from one side of the map to the other.
Yep.
And if you can make it to the other side and get into the escape vehicle, you win that night.
Yeah. He's trailing off.
Pete, please.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I thought I'd never say.
That's how you know he's desperate.
The other thing I watched was actually really, really good. Anybody heard Invincible on Amazon?
I've only heard
the cartoon.
No.
I haven't had a chance to
Heard
watch
good
it.
things, but yeah.
Everyone loves it.
It is fucking dope.
It's like everything that Jupiter's Legacy is wanted to be, and it wasn't.
I actually went and ordered the first 2 omnibus for the graphic novels because of it, because I want to know what's going on. Like I know that there's another season coming, but I want to know what's going on now. It's such a cool story. It's you have to the first episode's good, but you get through the first episode and then the credits roll and then there's a 10-minute post-credit scene that turns it on its fucking head, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, where, like, what the fuck just happened? Where is this going? It's really, really good. I think there's only like 7 or 8 episodes. Like it's not really that long. They're like 40 minutes a piece. It's really cool. It's basically, like superhero world. Like there's a lot of superheroes that around the population. They keep their secret identities, blah blah blah. This Superman-esque character, Omni-Man, has a son with a human, and he develops his powers and becomes a superhero, and that's kind of where the first episode ends. He develops his powers and you're like, okay, I see where they're going to go with this. Nope. Because nobody else has watched it, I don't want to spoil anything with it, because it really is worth it to watch. It's seriously fucking cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid a bunch of spoilers.
It's on Amazon.
It's on
Amazon Prime. Yeah. It's I will say this for, Opie, Kevin, I mean, Dave, yours are older. It's not necessarily for kids under 15, 14.
And that's you saying that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of language.
I thought you were going to say under
it's not
7.
bad. No. The language is bad, but it gets there's some violence that's just
like The Boys,
donkulous. So if you took from what I've watched of The Boys and the little bit that I watched,
wait, what?
I haven't had time to finish The Boys yet.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
Jesus
you started Invincible but didn't finish The Boys. You were already on Amazon.
Oh, why do we do this? Why do we do this?
All right, finish your comparison, Pete. Then we'll rate you.
If you took The Boys and, from what I'm guessing, Jupiter's Legacy is, and kind of push them together.
Jupiter's Legacy is a fucking turd.
Is it that bad? Did you watch it?
I watched the first episode and gave up.
Jupiter's Legacy? No,
it already got canceled. It got
canceled. Because you watch the preview for it, like when it plays while you're highlighting the thing, and you get what it's about. and you can watch it. So it's like that basic, the basic idea behind that. If you watch the preview, it just gets, it's just fucking cool.
Okay.
It's the total worth watching, but it
Kind
does
like
get
The Boys. Sorry.
Have you not watched season 2 of the? I just need to get to the bottom of
add it
this. Is it just
to my
season
list.
2, or did you like watch part of season 2 and then not continue? Or
No, I watched the first 3 episodes.
a season 2?
No, the first season.
Oh, you
What?
haven't even finished the first season?
The Boys, no.
Oh no.
I've liked it. I just haven't found a time that I can go back and watch it.
Because of the
It's
time
not-
You know
you
what?
spend watching Invincible.
You talk about all the time that you found every week. You just keep putting it with shit.
You
No,
gotta
I
watch
just-
The Boys, man. It's like
I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it because it's not something that necessarily to watch.
It's on
around the family.
Amazon too. He had to go past
Yeah,
The
you
Boys
were already
to
there.
get to
I know what he's saying. It's not a kids friendly
He's
show.
definitely not
Yeah.
watched.
It
you
is
don't
the one
watch
he
what the
just
kids are-
watched.
Well, okay, I didn't know that until I got to the end of the first episode.
Until that
That's what
gang
I'm saying.
rape scene.
No,
So
no,
they-
no.
The kids were all confused.
No, that's the thing. You
So
don't
they're
know.
already,
like,
shocked. So we went on until the next 4 episodes before the little one started.
no,
crying.
Soph watched some of it with me, but I wouldn't watch it in the room with Stella because it was a cartoon. So she would be, she could be on the iPad, watching
It's a
whatever YouTube
cartoon?
Kids thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
cartoon.
animated.
Yeah, Invincible's
It's
cartoon.
animated.
Oh,
And
what
the
kind of
animation's cool.
Yeah, it looks just like the comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks a lot like some of the DC animated movies.
Is it Mark Miller?
Mm.
Like kind of that style.
Yeah.
No, Mark Miller was Jupiter. Jupiter.
Yeah, he
whatever.
did Jupiter or
Jupiter's
whatever.
latest.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. It's totally worth watching.
All right. We'll take your word for it.
Says the guy
Anything
that has
else?
to finish The Boys.
Yeah. Jesus.
No, that was about it. Just and Friends. That was I loved it. I was really happy with it. So
It's good.
Kevin.
on to the next.
Yeah, so I managed since we had 2 weeks. I managed to squeeze in a bit, because I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and that game just fucking doesn't end.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
just in like this perpetual loop of climb shit, kill shit, go back, get next mission to find, climb shit, kill shit. But in that time, I watched the newest season of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous with the kids. And that show's just it's kind of cool in what it's done, and it's a well made show. For it being a cartoon, it's pretty smart. And I really enjoyed this next season that they've got, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go next. But it's good, especially with the kids. Like if my youngest, like his 3 things are MCU, Star Wars, and Jurassic Park. So he's all over this. And then every week we have to sit down and watch The Bad Batch. So caught up on that also, which we already talked about. Let's see. We talked about Lucifer. The only reason that I started watching it, that I haven't watched 5B yet, is I finally talked my wife into watching it. So she had to start from the beginning. So I haven't caught every episode since she started watching it. But we're into season 4 now.
Okay.
So at the rate
Almost
we're
there.
going, yeah, we'll be done in the next week or 2. I watched Army of the Dead. That was fucking that. I watched the Angelina Jolie one, the Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Oh, you did.
on
Okay.
HBO. Yeah. It was good. It was good enough. It was a little predictable. The one thing that, like, the one note that I made, it's in the very beginning. The dude, there's a dad. It opens up with the bad guys killing this guy, and doesn't really say why. They just go to his house and they kill him and blow up his house. And so this other dad hears about it. The dad of the kid that's the main character of the show, and he grabs his son and he's like, "We can't go to the cops because the cops know," and then they take off. And I'm like, dude, why? Like, that's where I like the realism of a movie always kind of slips for me, where there's like, we can't go to the cops. I'm like, you can always go to the fucking cops. Like,
Yeah.
like they're like, they were protected and they still got hit. And I was like, well, we saw the episode, there were no cops outside their house, there was no nothing. So the protection that you would have if you went to the cops, you'd be okay. and then just some decisions like throughout the movie are a little silly. But I mean, the acting's good. The special effects are really solid, and it's an entertaining movie. But it's not great, but it's not bad. It's worth a watch if you got nothing else to watch.
Cool.
So that one was cool. I was going through my list of movies to watch, and I'm always a Jessica Chastain fan, and I had a movie called Ava on my list for a long time. It was kind of her like badass assassin movie.
Her assassin one, right?
Yeah. That one was fun. It wasn't really great either, which is interesting because it was her and John Malkovich and the Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, Colin Farrell. And
You're like the Colin Farrell.
No,
Yeah.
no, the.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook.
Yeah. The Facebook. But yeah, it was not as good as I wanted it to be, but it was okay. It was interesting. It was a little too much, like a little too much story for a movie like that. So it was a little more dramatic on the back end, and I would have liked a little more action. But it was good. It was good enough.
I saw it. I remember not liking it, but
yeah,
that's about as much as I can give you at this point because I've just forgotten why.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's not particularly memorable. And then out of everything, I think everybody's pretty much watched everything else. The only other thing I did is I did finish this first season of The Nevers on HBO. That finished.
Worth finishing. I've been trying to get my wife and daughter to finish it with me because I think we've watched 2 episodes and it's been a hard push so far.
Yeah, I think after this, by the end of the second episode, I was into it. The first episode, I was not sure. But the second and the third episodes got a lot better. The last episode of this season was a trip because it opens up with like the previously on, you see all this stuff, and then it immediately when it starts is a completely different show. So like you start and you're like, I'm not watching the same show. It's different people, different era, different everything, and it's just like, and it just goes. It doesn't say like X number of years in the future or past or whatever. It just starts and it's completely different. And you're just like, if you hadn't seen the previously on right before, you would really think you were watching a different show. But it was cool. It's good enough. You can tell that it had its struggles because they had to deal with Joss Whedon leaving, in the middle of production because he turns out he's kind of a sleazeball. But it's interesting enough to watch, especially once you get going. It picks up and the characters are interesting. It was a decent ending, and then I found out that it's not even a season finale. It's like they're doing the same thing Lucifer did, where it's a season 1A and 1B, but 1B isn't supposed to come out till 2022. So I'm like, why?
And just call it a season 1 and season 2. Yeah, like don't yank our chain.
So that'll be interesting too. But that's it. That's all I got.
Don't yank our chain.
That's right, man. Don't
Stop yanking it.
Cool. Is that it?
That's it for me.
That's it for you? All right. I'm going to run down mine real quick. We already talked about a couple of them and a few of I've already been talking about. So, Mayor of Easttown.
check.
Good show. Glad it's like a miniseries, something I would definitely rewatch at some point. It's an easy watch. I think I could probably go through it pretty quick as well. I'm caught up on The Handmaid's Tale,
I'm behind
which is it's still interesting. I mean, I read somewhere or heard from someone saying that Handmaid's Tale is as good as it's ever been, but that's not saying much. And so it's like The Handmaid's Tale has always been a good show. It's just the dark tones and stuff, shift a little bit here and there. And right now it's in an interesting place. It's just kind of like it's part of it's hard to believe that things are still going on given the circumstances of other characters. So it's like, how can that be happening and this be happening? And them thinking that this is just like normal or can defend, so it's just, but at the same time, it's still very interesting and still watching and, want to see what's going on next. So, so I still, recommend it. It's an interesting watch. Finished Arrested Development. so I plowed through the rest of the series, and I hadn't seen, I think, the second half of the last season before ever. Good show. Definitely the last season is probably the weakest in terms of the story, but they did have everybody together except for Portia. She comes in at the end there, but it was good. I mean, it's entertaining. It's interesting how they took everything, and it was funny with the writing was pretty good. So I'm glad I got through that. The first couple seasons are definitely the strongest of that series. I think before they went to Netflix and tried to kind of recapture some magic, but it was cool. So that means I was able to finally get started on Letterkenny again. So I'm a few episodes into my second view. I would be more, but again, I was playing a retro video game for one of my nights. And then me and the wife got back up on The Great, which the whole series or the whole season I think is out. I just haven't. We were just kind of making our way through it. It's funny. It's good. It's again. It's kind of like Black Monday. It's like there's no reason to stop watching it. We just get lost in other things that we're watching. So and then same like with Mosquito Coast. That's the other one I'm watching. So there's a new episode. We haven't seen it yet, but again, it's interesting. It's I'm kind of curious to see where the story is unfolding. There's still things like you don't know. So that's definitely a watch. And then I did watch a couple movies. One the wife wanted to watch called The Woman in the Window, and she apologized immediately after. It wasn't. I didn't think it was that bad, really.
Is that Amy Adams?
Amy Adams, Gary Oldman, Julianne Moore. Couple other people you recognize in there. The black dude from Godzilla versus Kong. He wasn't comic relief in this one. He was a detective. And what's her name? From Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Lee.
Phoebe Cates?
No, the other one.
Jason Lee.
Yeah, Jennifer Jason Lee. She's in it well. So it's an interesting, it's kind of like a psychedelic or psychological thriller. It's I think it's a remake though, because I know there's another older movie like in the 50s or whatever called the 50s or 60s Woman in the Window. So I don't know if it's a remake. It definitely seems like maybe like it could have been a play or something. So but I didn't think it was terribly bad. My wife didn't like it. It's just kind of like whatever. I mean, if you stumble upon it, you can judge for yourself. But then last night, I felt nostalgic and I watched Twilight Zone the movie. I had seen I'd seen something. I think I was flipping through iTunes movies, and it might have been on there as like a $10 option. And so I thought I already had it, which I didn't. So I watched the preview of it again just to remind myself, and so then found that it was actually streaming on Amazon. So watched that last night. Still good, still holds up. It's very interesting storytelling, and seeing from the 4 different directors, and all these older actors and stuff that you normally wouldn't see in something like this. So that John Lithgow playing one is still well done. He I don't know if he won an award for that, but he should have, because he did such a great job playing that character.
Were you a fan of the original Twilight Zone show?
I wouldn't say as a fan. I don't dislike. I didn't watch a lot of the episodes. That's not really my genre. Like I'd be interested to watch an episode for specific reasons. Like, oh, you got to watch this because this is a really good. But I wouldn't.
I was a fan of the original. Yeah.
Did you ever see the Shatner original version?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Scene? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
With the monkey.
Yeah.
This one's a little scarier.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's good. So that was really interesting. So I watched that last night. I almost was gonna watch American Reunion.
Should have.
That one's good, man. That's good.
I probably will. I thought I'll just watch Twilight Zone the movie instead. I just felt more like that.
I saw on you. Speaking of American Reunion, I saw a thing on YouTube. I think it was like an Entertainment Tonight interview in like 2018 or 2019 of all the American Pie cast getting, because it was like the 20th anniversary of the first movie or something like that, and just them reminiscing on a whole bunch of stuff. It was cool to see after just watching all those videos.
Yeah.
Tara Reid looked like an absolute monster, but other than that, it was pretty okay.
She is not aged naturally.
Gracefully.
All right. Well, moving on to our trilogy. So me and Pete will be spinning Kevin. But Kevin and David, I'm more looking forward to the review. So Pete, why don't you go? We'll bookend this. Why don't you go, and then we'll go with David or Kevin, and then me, and then we can play our games and then spin our wheels.
All right, then. So I got the
Keep it tight.
last two in the Predator universes. We've kind of assigned it to me, and it's Aliens versus Predator and Alien versus Predator Requiem. These movies happen like right after each other.
That's how sequels work.
No, I mean like time-wise. Like they're literally like the second one picks up like almost exactly where the first one leaves off. They're very disappointing to me. I remember that from the first time I saw the first Alien versus Predator. You know, I had really high hopes for it because I love the Alien movies, and I remember, I love the original Predator. And there was a lot of, fan fiction about this, like the scripts, and like I think Alex, I don't know if we talked about it on the show or it was just a pre-show thing, but Alex told me that there's like actually novels.
Isn't the show?
Aside from I know there's graphic novels and comic books, and I've read some of those, and so there's a lot of source material that they could have pulled from, and they put together this story about this bullshit pyramid that it seems like predators come to like once in a blue moon to test their metal or earn their little, predator laser blaster that fits on their shoulder. And you activate the temple and it wakes up a mother alien and she starts laying eggs, and there's this whole story about how the ancient civilizations used to come and provide hosts for the eggs, and then the predators would come and hunt the aliens. Well, they find the temple at the exact same time, coincidentally, that some predators are coming down to do this. They activate the alien thing. The hapless explorers are down there and they get all the eggs. And the only really kind of cool moment to me, like really cool moment in the whole movie, is there's one point where like Sanaa Lathan, who plays the heroine, lead kind of character in this, she the predator kills an alien, and he but they like worked together, so suddenly she's like a cool hunter and he's got to respect, so he builds her like a spear with the pointy end of the alien's tail and uses its head to make like a buckler shield for her. And it's kind of cool because she then uses it to kill an alien later on. Spoiler, it ends with this with the predator leaving, only to find out that there was a egg. This particular predator had gotten hit with a face hugger earlier in the thing, so the movie ends with him like lying in the, like fixing himself a little bit in his predator ship as he's leaving Earth, and a fucking chest burster pops out, and it's now a pred alien. It's got like the crazy little mouth and shit. So that's how that one ends. It's fucking garbage. It never should have been made. It's just crap. So then we go into Requiem, which picks up literally right where the other one left off, with the alien or the predator crashing. Crash lands in a small town in who gives a fuck, in the middle of nowhere, something like the Midwest or the Pacific Northwest. You don't know. I don't think they even tell you.
On Earth?
On Earth. But somewhere in the United States, because, every alien invasion,
gotta have a reason to need guns.
Yeah. So, it's just bad. He lands, and the alien predator alien hybrid thing goes out and it starts decimating the town. There's a couple other eggs, or there's some face huggers that the predators had on their ship that wind up escaping and getting this dad and his kid in the woods, and the predator attacks the town.
or the another predator magically somehow from across the universe, and we get a glimpse of the predator homeworld in this one. Gets some like alert or something that this thing has crashed, and he's got video of
You froze again, man. Sorry.
did I? Oh,
yeah,
fine.
you were just
Yeah.
like,
It's for a long time with your hands out.
So he it's just bad. There's no point in explaining this. Don't watch this fucking movie. If you like Alien franchise or the Predator franchise, just let these movies go and hope that they, will eventually figure out a good movie to make out of
That's
these
what
two put together.
Alex, didn't you say the same thing about the Nightmare on Elm Street? If you like Freddy, don't watch any of the movies.
I might have. I don't. I think the second one's better than the first one. They're both not good, but I'd say
Yeah.
the second one is better because at least it's rated R and they can do some cool stuff
Yeah.
with like the kills.
But it's, I mean, like the whole, like, you've got these high school, there's a subplot with these high school kids. I will just say this about the kills though. They were not afraid to kill anyone.
Yeah, they killed.
like people. They killed
Yeah.
people that you were sure were going to live till the end.
Yep.
Like the head cheerleader chick who's like the love interest, and they boom.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't watch this
ruined.
fucking movie if you haven't seen it.
No, I'm not now.
Yeah.
No,
Bye-bye.
I was only going to watch it for the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, so there's
She
this
is pretty
shadowy
attractive.
government agency that's involved, and to end it all, they nuke the town.
That's the
Yeah.
answer to everything.
But they of course
It's like
had
Outbreak.
they somehow
Army of the Dead.
had like the blaster or some like a few pieces of Predator technology. I forget how they came across them in the film, but they had these few pieces of the technology, and that went to Miss Yutani. In the first movie, Lance Henriksen's in it, and he played blah 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 Whalen. I forget what his first name
Yeah,
was.
Whalen.
And he, he's on this first expedition, which gives you the Whalen Yutani Corporation. That's the
corporate
corporation
aliens.
that in Alien and Aliens, and so it ties it all together in a neat little bow. Don't watch these fucking movies if you like. Really, just don't. They're just bad. They're so disappointing. Alex is right. The second one's better, but it's still not good.
Still not very good.
Okay.
And
Duly
I mean,
noted.
coming from me, and the crap that I like. So if I'm calling these bad,
They got to be gold.
yeah, everybody will probably like them.
All right. Well,
And I'm done
Ooh.
with those now.
who's more awake, David or Kevin? All right, we'll go with Kevin. Why don't you go and take us a slow burn?
Yeah, mine's going to be
To,
quick because this movie was
Long?
it was long, but nothing happened. Like I don't know, I don't understand how a movie can be that long and so uninteresting. I think it took me like 3 different nights to watch it. I fell asleep a couple of times, and yeah, it's better than the first one. I'll say that.
This is just the second one?
Yeah, dude, I got so many more to go. I'm so excited. So excited.
I thought you watched 2 already.
I know. By
This is
time
number
you would've
2.
thought
This
so.
is
Oh
This is
man.
number 2. Why don't you guys keep pointing
No,
out how many I have
dude,
left? So
Kevin,
I'm gonna
I
kill
get this.
myself.
This is how it was with my Roger Moores. Like you have to find some time to like knock a couple of them out in one, or you will
Yeah.
drag them on because you get so the feelings of dread.
Yeah,
having to
we
watch
told
the
you
next one.
that last time.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys
It's
don't
just
even understand. None of you watch Nightmare. None of you understand the
because you
feeling
can
of
watch
dread.
those because at least there's like movement and action.
No,
Like I can get through that.
no.
This like doesn't have that. But so it
Yeah,
opens
that's fair.
up.
You just gotta get through it.
Yeah, it opens up with the bad guys, sort of Spectre from the first one. They're all pissed off that James Bond fucked up their shit in the first one, and so they come up with this plot to kill James Bond. I think I talked about it last time we recorded, where it opens up with a scene where there's a dude and he sneaks up on Bond and kills him. And
Yeah.
then they pull off the fake mask and it's not even actually James Bond.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
So-
Didn't you talk about this movie already, or had you
Just-
not finished it?
Just the beginning of it. Like I had literally watched 10 minutes of it.
I see. That's why I'm confused.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry.
Now
I'm
we got to the
confused
bottom of
and I
that
watched it.
mystery.
I really needed to know what was happening.
Yeah, and so
What's happening?
So their big conspiracy is to bring in a woman to to seduce
Please,
Bond
007.
and then
Exactly.
turn on him. Yeah, exactly. So the Spectre, they bring in this woman to trap Bond, and so they go on this little adventure. And before he meets her, he goes to Istanbul, I think is
Doesn't
where it is.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, like,
Somewhere in the Middle
Doesn't
East.
matter.
he's like, no, wait, it really does matter. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
But
He went to
everybody's
not
white.
Hawaii. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
everybody's white, which is really interesting. Nobody has an accent, like at all. So whatever country they're in, everybody's just super white. And
Vermont.
so Bond steals whatever it is he's supposed to steal, and then he meets the girl, and of course, like, she breaks into his house and is just in his bed, and he's like, oh, you, and then they just bang. Like, that's it. Like, they just
Yeah.
met, and like
That's
within
all you
like,
got to do.
yeah, and
It was the 60s.
yeah, and to his
Oh,
credit,
you.
she was very pretty, so he won there, and so then the rest of it is them trying to get back to Britain with this information they have, or this thing that they stole. Along the way, some of his associates get killed, and then he finally meets up with the dude that we saw in the beginning that was training to kill him, and immediately that guy pretends to be a British agent. So Bond trusts him right away, because that's what spies do, is trust each other right away. So they're hanging out. They go through some shit, and he tries to kill Bond, and then Bond gets away. And then they just end up, on a boat banging again. Like, that's where it ends. Like, it's just, it's so bad.
What was the name of this one?
Happen like every
From
other-
Russia with Love.
Yeah. Well, and the next one's, what's the next one? Goldfinger?
I don't remember. I don't want to know.
I think it's Goldfinger. Goldfinger, I think, is the best one.
That's like one of the more like, oh yeah, that
Yeah.
one's fun.
Respectable,
Well,
I guess.
Yeah.
I can see them. I can see them getting better. Like, this one was definitely better than the first one. The
It's a
action scenes are
slow increase.
Yeah, the action scenes
Like a
actually
5%
kind of make me
incline.
laugh. Because like the way Bond shoots, he's always shooting like from his hip.
Yep.
Like, he's got a gun down. I'm like, dude, you're not going to hit anything. You would never hit anything.
But you see him hit things. How?
Yeah.
I mean, he does hit things.
He has a license to kill, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how James Bond is such a great spy that everybody knows who he is. Like,
Our
every
favorite
agency in
part
the
of
world
all of these.
knows who he is, what he looks like, and what he's doing.
Yeah, everyone's
I'm
like,
like,
oh, Mr.
that
Bond.
guy wouldn't actually be a spy. Like,
Yeah.
that's the opposite of a spy. He's just a dude that does cool shit.
Find out it's just all in his head. He's not actually a spy. He's just like schizophrenic and just goes around murdering people.
That
Like,
would
no,
be
I have a
better.
license to kill. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a spy, and everyone's like,
It's
no.
just like a laminated, like, old Blockbuster card.
Yeah.
It's like- but
It's
yeah,
actually
it
a
was,
copy of McLovin's license. This is my license to kill.
be like, all right, buddy, all right, let's bring you in for some debriefing. Fuck.
We're gonna give you a nice jacket where you can hug yourself.
Yeah,
You have 12 more to go. Is that right?
Yeah.
might as well.
All right.
Might as well.
Well, we're looking forward to each and every week. So do
Totally.
yourself a favor, put a pot of coffee on, get through a couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna start drinking.
All right. Speaking of sleep specific filmmaking, we got Paranormal Activity 3.
That's right.
I'm
Is
actually
there-
really excited.
Is that it? Just 3? Just there's no
This is 3.
Paranormal Activity
So-
3 place to be, or
No, they don't. I think the next one, 4, is when they do something funky.
Yeah, with a
with the
name.
title. It's like The Lost Ones or some shit like that.
the lost footage.
Yeah.
Camera B.
They
Yeah.
never lose
It's
footage.
You
just a
see-
wall all the time.
You'd think there's a storm going on outside. How much that door slams shut?
So each one of these movies inevitably starts before the other movies and ends after the movies, because that's how this works.
Or it just feels that way.
Yeah. So this one picks up with Christy when she's pregnant with the baby who is stolen by Kate at the end of the second film. So so they're just chatting, and Kate shows up with a box. She's trying to clear out some space because Mika's moving in. So they're basically just kind of reiterating the stuff that happened previously. Now, the box that she's asking to store at Christie's house is a box of VHSs of their childhood. Right. And so then...
sorry, real quick. Are these being played by the same actresses each time?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
one
already captivated.
Yeah.
Well, after watching the first one, they're not going to have a career otherwise, so they might as well just keep making these movies.
No one else is after their performance. They're like, nope, we're not going to hire those ladies. Then it jumps forward to the burglary that happened in the second film that necessitated all of the cameras throughout the entire film. You come back to that. They're walking through the house and they're recording all the things to make sure nothing's stolen. And they determined that the only thing that was stolen during this whole thing was the VHS box of that was Katie's. It's the only thing that was stolen. And then once you find out that that's the only thing that's stolen, poof, click, now we're watching the videos. Who knows who had them? Who knows who stole them? Who gives a fuck? We're right now. We're watching the movies. First things first, they take place in 1988. Someone who was alive in 1988 and saw what home footage looked like in 1988, I can tell you it was not in 4K.
Maybe not the cameras you owned. Ugh.
Yeah. Sorry.
So,
I grew up white privileged.
Yeah. First off, this thing looks way too crazy good. Like the video footage is just fucking phenomenal. Secondly, like they're in a house that is like quintessentially 80s, but it doesn't have anything that really stands out as being 80s, right? It's just got like that same tile pattern kitchen that everyone had in the 80s, the oak cabinets, but nothing that really stood out. At no point do you see like a classic 80s car that says this is the 80s, or
you
a
just
classic
described my house
80s outfit that said this is the 80s. So it was like it's way too subtle. And so basically the story behind this one is you've got the two girls, Katie and Christy, from the previous films, when they are little girls. In the footage behind my head, I think that Katie is the one with the big poster, and Christy is the one with the fish. Anyways, doesn't matter. I don't know why I spent time on that. Moving on. Everyone listening is like, what the hell is happening?
Everyone, yeah.
It's just us.
Yeah. We just interrupted somebody's day. I'm sure that's what happened.
So you find out that the living situation here is that they're still in Carlsbad, California, which is basically San Diego. They're with their mother. Her name is Julie, and her boyfriend, Dennis, who is a wedding videographer, which is why he has a very nice camera. A very nice camera that is still shooting VHS, by the way. They do make a beta joke. So he's not shooting beta, he is shooting VHS. And
4K.
Very clear.
Beta jokes always land, too.
I know, right? You got to be like my age to understand a beta joke, which is pretty much everyone here except for Alex. But
I have a
Alex
beta fish. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. The fish. Yeah.
And he's already missed the joke, or made it better. Anyways, so then later they have like a 10.0 earthquake. It fucking feels like. I mean, it's goddamned enormous. And it happens while they're trying to shoot a sex tape, which is actually kind of fun because
sex tapes usually are.
Well, throughout the entire first film,
in 4K,
Mika is trying to get Katie to make a sex tape. Like the entire film, he's like, because the camera's there, and she's always like, "We're not having sex if that thing's on. Go turn it off." So it's a running gag. And so in this one, it's looking like it's going to happen. And then the big earthquake happens. And later, Dennis goes back and reviews the footage, and he sees a ghost like in the dust during the earthquake. And so now he's like, ooh, and he does what everyone does in these movies and sets up cameras all over the place. Right. But now we're going to keep in mind that this is no longer shooting on digital. We are shooting on VHS. And for anyone who has ever used a VHS,
Do you see him going to the camera every 2 hours and putting a different one?
putting in a new one? You do not. They do talk about needing new tapes.
Oh,
but
there you go.
to record on high quality, it's 2 hours. To record on medium quality, it's 4 hours. And record on like the slow, shitty quality, I think you can get up to 12 hours on some tapes.
And this is in 4K, so you get about 11 minutes and you're done. You know,
right? So it's absolutely ridiculous. They'd be drowning in VHS cassettes. So he sets them all up, and then you proceed to get the standard shots of things happening every night, little things here and there. He spends all of his time reviewing the footage. Eventually, he gets a buddy who is like an editing buddy, or maybe is assistant cameraman when they're off doing wedding gigs. And so he gets him in and starts showing him all the footage and starts to convince him as well. You come to find out that Christy talks to the ghost. And she says his name is Toby, that he is old, and that he is tall. And that is what you know about Toby. And pretty much like the mom, Julie, like writes it all off and doesn't give a shit. The girls are scared of Toby, or the Christy's not, but Katie's is a little scared of Toby. And Dennis is like concerned enough about Toby that he's recording fucking everything. So one night they go off to do something. They get a babysitter. The babysitter's there. And the girls she asks why the cameras are everywhere. And the girls tell her that, the Dennis is trying to get video of the ghost, Toby. And so she makes fun of it, and she puts a sheet on, and she's like running around pretending to be a ghost and playing with the girls and having fun. And then later she's down sitting at the table. To be creative, he took the fan part off of an oscillating fan, but kept the little like rotating head thing, and then put a camera on it. So you've got this panning camera. It's a VHS panning camera. Pretty sweet. Anyways, so the camera pans away, and then it pans back, and like the ghost sheet is standing behind her while she's like doing homework at her desk. And then just as the camera is about to pan back, it collapses into nothing. And then later she walks upstairs to like the spot like Toby is like most seen in. And she gets to there, and it's right next to the camera, and like Toby blows in her face. And then she's like, that's it, I'm fucking out of here. She just leaves. And they never see her again. So she doesn't come back. And so the next time they have his buddy, his like editing buddy. I never even caught this guy's name. But the editing buddy takes over, and he picks the camera up and carries it around. He's comfortable with this. And so he does that, and he's playing with, I think it was Katie. Yeah, it was Katie. And they go into the bathroom and they play Bloody Mary, because that's real smart. And this guy knows that shit's going on in this house. And he's even telling the girl, like, this is not the best idea. But she convinces him to do it anyways. And so they do it. And while they're in the dark, something like scratches him across the chest. He lifts his shirt up, and he's actually bleeding from like this big gouge across his chest. And then they open the door, and like this like shape is running back and forth. So he's like, fuck that shit. And he closes it up. Eventually, I forget exactly what happens, but they get chased out of the room. They get really freaked out. And he basically, like the next morning, comes back, gets all of his shit, and basically tells Dennis, fuck you, I'm out of here, and like splits. And then it's like at this point where things start really ramping up. Toby grabs Katie's hair and like lifts her off the ground by her ponytail. He's throwing her around a whole bunch. Eventually he grabs her and like draws her into this little kid's like storage area that's off of their bedroom, and traps her in there. and Christy agrees to do something for him in exchange to get her sister back out. So she agrees, but you never know what it is because you never hear Toby's side. And she was like, no, Toby, I don't want to do that. And then she was like, fine, Toby, fine, I agree. And then he lets her out. And then later, Christy is trying to convince her mom that they should go to grandma's house because she's freaked out about Toby and she doesn't want to stay here anymore. And the mom at this point just thinks everyone is like freaking out. She's never really seen anything. She refuses to watch any of the video footage that Dennis has. And she was like, no, screw you guys. And so she just does not believe. And then she's in the kitchen and literally everything in the kitchen like explodes outwards, up and then down. And that, needless to say, freaks her the fuck out. So she grabs the kids and everyone and everything, and they jump in the car and they go to grandma's house. And they get to grandma's house and they all kind of get ready for bed and they get comfortable and they get everyone calm. And, they make sure that everyone's like sitting down, and then they like go to bed, but they're freaked out. So they're listening like all night long. And they finally start hearing some noises. And Julie's like, oh, my mom, she's up all the time and she's moving around. And
how do we know all this? Is this not all just it's not all video footage?
They
It's
brought
also, like,
camera still. They've always got the camera, even at grandma's house. He's got
Gotta be ready, man. Gotta be ready. Always be recording.
Ready at all times. So he's got the camera with him. It's mounted.
It's like Blair Witch.
It's just like every time they set it up so they can see the bed the whole time. So they get up, they grab the camera, they start wandering, or she gets up and she leaves and he stays there. And then like he never hears back from her. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? It's been like 40 minutes. So he finally gets the camera, he gets up and he wanders into the girls' room and they're gone. And then he wanders back into his room. Julie's still not there. He wanders all around the second floor. No one's there. He goes down to the first floor, still can't find anyone. But he wanders into the dining room and all the artwork has been taken off the walls in the dining room. And behind all the artwork is like satanic iconography, like drawn on the walls. And so he's like getting all of this on the camera.
Grandma's crazy.
What in the fuck is going on? And then he gets down to the end and like he opens up and like outside or in this room, I think it's in the garage, is like a coven of witches. Like, and there is like grandma right there, like leading the coven of witches. And they all just like look at him. And it's like, he shuts the door and then like goes running and then like finds Katie and is like, or no, Christy, and is like, you come with me. And he's like got her hidden off to the side. And then he looks up the stairs and there is Julie. But she is literally like levitating off the ground and the thing has her by the hair. And is holding her up by the hair. And then as he starts to come up the stairs, it hurls her into him and knocks him to the ground. She dies and he's like so hurt he can't stand up. So he's like trying to crawl away and the camera's like perfectly positioned to see him like try and crawl away. And then Katie comes around the corner and she's possessed clearly by Toby, walks right up and just like tears, like literally grabs him at the shoulders and rips his whole torso around, not just like his head, but like just like snaps him in half. And then she goes over and grabs grandma's hand and Christy comes from where she was hiding outside of the camera frame and grabs grandma's hand and off they go up the stairs. And that's the end of that film.
Movies sound great when you describe them, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, every time you describe one, I'm like, maybe I need to watch this series.
Because I think the difference is that you're just telling us all the cool parts.
Oh yeah,
we don't have to watch all the bullshit in between.
You don't have to watch all of the just video footage.
Yeah,
the 40 minutes of just blank nothingness as it records a wall.
There's just so much nothing. Like even when there's a scene that you know something's going to happen, like with the babysitter, you knew that she'd pissed it off by like dancing around in the ghost costume. So you knew something was coming, but like they spend so much time with nothing happening to like build up the tension. It never really lands because you know something's coming. So I don't know. This one just undid everything from the other films because how the fuck do Christy and Katie not remember
Right.
like being part of like this satanic cult?
Like they're old enough.
Killing their mom, killing their mom's boyfriend. Like the fact that she's got all these VHS cassettes makes you think that like, okay, like it makes her reactions and especially Christy's reactions in the second one and Katie in the first one like make no sense. Those women should be utterly like petrified, like in a fucking padded room, terrified, like level, having seen what happened in this film in their childhood.
Maybe the fourth one will explain that.
Fucking fine. They haven't explained anything. They're just like making shit up as they go along.
All right. Well,
So there you go.
I agree. I agree with everybody else.
Way through this, there's 3.
Yeah,
more.
great. I cannot wait to hear the next one either.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Amazing.
that leaves me. I watched the Back to the Future trilogy. Got them all done in 24 hours. And yeah, I think everyone is fairly familiar with Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox. And hold on. Had to get a spider. Probably end up in the house at some point. So
I'm gonna chase you down mid. You didn't want to have to like.
you don't know it won't. You don't know it won't.
Nope. And if you
You
kill
wanna,
it, its
wanna
family's
cover
coming
the
for you
original
later.
Marty McFly, or are we just gonna leave that out?
Oh, Eric Stoltz,
Yeah.
who did not become Marty McFly.
They
So, yeah,
apparently
Michael
shot
J.
a shit ton of that movie with him.
Yeah, but that's not what I saw. Yeah, you got Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and Crispin Glover. Classic movie. I found the first one, rewatching it with more of a critical eye, that the story was pretty well written. I mean, just the way it flowed, even if it didn't at times, maybe make complete sense or logical sense, it's still, you kind of bought into it by that point. It's just, it's a fun movie. It's, well done. So, not going to spend too much on the first one. The second one, I think, in my opinion, it's the weakest of the three. I think it's a little jumbled. And the one thing that I noticed throughout the entire film when I was watching this, that there's one aspect that if any single character in the movie possessed this ability, it would have undone the plot several times throughout the film. And that one characteristic was peripheral vision. So if any one of the characters could have just seen somebody in the peripheral vision, it would have undone the movie. And so it was astonishing how many instances where it's like, how did they not see that person? How does he not see him? How does he not, how does he not hear that? How does he?
House in the future, like
There's just so many. It's just like it was distracting. So obviously, after the first one, they opened it up for a second one, and then they filmed 2 and 3 together. So I don't really know why they needed to do that, film 2 and 3 together, because they don't really, they don't bounce back and forth. Like, it'd make more sense if they filmed 1 and 2 together because of the scenes that they kept.
If I remember correctly, they shot 1, and then it was like a good 7 or 8 years later when they made 2 and 3. It was a good chunk of distance between, and it was a pretty major deal. They were coming back to it, so that's why they did them back to back, because it had been a good chunk of change, at least 6 years, I want to say. Pete's probably looking it up right now. And so I think that's why they made such a big deal about it, because like fans were clamoring for it. Nowadays, that kind of stuff happens a little more often, and it's not quite so weird. But I think when it happened for that one, it was pretty unheard of.
Yeah, it makes me laugh. Their depiction of 2015, and how ridiculous it was. Although they came pretty close to predicting the Cubs World Series, they were 1 year off, which is pretty impressive, though. Yeah, and number 2 was, I mean,
4 years apart.
4?
was a,
That's it.
They were just 4 years apart. It was 85 and then 89, and then they released 3 in 90 because they're right. Those were filmed sequentially.
yeah. I thought 3 did a better job with the callbacks to the previous film or to 1, the gags, than 2 did. 2 just seemed a little more forced. I think also the fact that, you know, the whole issue with Kristen Glover kind of changed their writing a little bit, because it took a major character from the first one out of it that may have had more of a role, that may have told a better story, who knows. But it was okay. I mean, it's entertaining. It wasn't like horrible or anything, but of the 3, the second one I think is the weakest. And then the third one, you know, takes place in the Old West, kind of plays along with some of the history of Hill Valley just in general, so they could play with that a little bit. What doesn't really track in that one is at the end when Doc Brown shows up in another time machine train powered on steam that he's somehow able to invent with Old West technology in shorter time, because he has 2 kids that are like 7 and 8, and I imagine it would have taken even longer to, you know, invent a time machine from, you know, the turn of the century. But
he did the work. The science is solid. All he needed was to get there. And if it took a steam train to get to 88 miles, you know, per hour, like that's the threshold.
no,
Yeah, but you saw what it took to build a fucking ice maker. Like, what the fuck was he making a flux capacitor out of in like 18 whatever it was?
He's got it. Man. Maybe he saved components of the flux capacitor when it got hit by the train.
he wasn't there. Was he there? No, he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So anyway, that doesn't track. Anyway, so but
or he could have just gone and built a second time machine and gone back in time originally and
yeah, you just build another
buried
time
it
machine
somewhere.
That's easy enough. So yeah, so Back to the Future, it's a good trilogy. It's entertaining. You know, the second one's not great, but it's not, you know, horrible. It's worth watching. It wasn't a hard watch by any means. I'm sure whatever I spin next will be high potential of being worse. I'd say high potential. So so with that,
All right, here we go. Time to spin.
okay, you ready? I added Friday.
Hit me up.
Here we go.
Me, I have so much anxiety about this.
Oh man, I did not want to spin either.
There, man.
That is loud as fucking balls.
Oh, not bad.
You almost had Police Academy. I was really hoping it was going to take that one.
Oh, I do the police academies just for nostalgia.
Of course you would.
I used to love it. But yeah, but no,
this
Jurassic
isn't
Park, I'll take
great. I
this
mean, it
one.
definitely could have been worse.
Yeah.
Like what I could get.
Have fun with that second Jurassic World.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I
All right, so you're doing the Jurassic World Park ones, all of them. Okay,
all right.
there we go. Feels like it's going longer.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, you're in a nice spot.
Yo!
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Not,
not
bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Not
could
bad
be way
at all.
worse.
You got the 80s down, man. You got Lethal Weapon. You got Back to the Future.
You know what's crazy is we're going through the 007s really quick.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan's the only other one on there.
Did he do 3?
He did like 5.
Did he really?
There's like 4 or 5.
Pretty
Yeah.
good number.
Oh, I'm thinking of Timothy Dalton that only did the 1.
I think Timothy Dalton did 2, right?
Did he do 2?
Maybe 3? Did we determine this already? I think Dalton might have done 3.
I don't think we have determined that.
Well, maybe it'll be a Jeopardy question. Who's going
Okay.
first?
All right, I'll hold on. We'll make it like we're coming back from a break. I might actually do some editing this time, so just in case I do.
Okay. You
So
want me-
wishful thinking.
Yeah, bring us back in and then
Should
I'll
we
read the categories and we'll go.
should we say we're going to take a quick break real fast so that we can put that first?
We can
and
edit
then-
that in.
Yeah, fuck it, sure.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back. All right, so we're going to be doing the
Did you
Jeopardy
know not
portion
editing
of the
any of
game.
this shit out?
And so, Pete, since you put this together, and I'm sure it's going to go on without a hitch, why don't you go and take it away?
All right. The categories tonight are the one with more friends questions, dogs on film, Robin said it, 2013, the 34th annual Razzies, could there be any more guest stars, and Dead or Alive, this time I made sure. So we'll go from left to right. Alex, since Alex, you won the last time, so you select first.
Let's just start with the first category, the one with more friends questions for
All right.
100.
Okay.
Phoebe thought Kenny the copy guy was this famous designer. Opie.
Ralph Lauren. Who is Ralph
Correct.
Lauren?
We don't need to who is. We
Well, I'm
determined
going to say
that
it
last
anyway,
time.
God damn it.
Wait,
Um, I want Dogs on Film for 100. I want to see what that's about.
The Stephen King book of the same name was about this Saint Bernard. Kevin.
Cujo.
Give me an option.
Correct.
You okay, David?
Mine never actually lit up or did anything. I never had a chance to.
I was
Did it assume you
clicking
didn't
as
know
soon
the
as I
answer?
saw Stephen King. So,
Yeah.
Dogs on Film for 200.
Aardman Animations gave us this faithful companion of Wallace. Opie.
Grimace.
Oh,
Gromit,
incorrect.
damn it.
Sorry.
Oh, you're not supposed to let
I
other people
fucked that
buzz
up. I
in,
know.
Peter.
I fucked that up. Oh, well. I got to take
Damn it.
money away from Opie.
I knew the answer for that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, no. You're...
It's still me. So Dogs on
Yes.
Film for 300.
Jerry Lee was the dog from this 1989 buddy cop film starring Jim
Ah,
Belushi.
fucker.
Kevin.
K9.
Correct. All right. And now we're ready to continue.
And we're
Alright.
back. No,
And we're back. Dogs on Film for 400.
This classic star of TV and film, this dog repeatedly let us know that Timmy had fallen into the well. Opie.
Lassie.
Correct.
Garbage.
Let's do 2013 34th annual Razzies for 100.
Worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel?
2013. Where's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
The Lone Ranger.
Oh,
Yeah.
So these,
Would never have gotten that.
yeah, 2013.
Well, remember,
Okay.
these are
That's
the
a long time
Razzies.
ago.
So these are
Yeah, I got you.
No, I know what it means. That's just a long ass time ago.
All
All right,
right.
what's next?
Let's do. Could there be any more guest stars for 100?
Gary, Phoebe's bird-killing detective boyfriend. Who played him? You're going to get the guest star. You got to tell me who he was. Opie.
Michael Rappaport.
Correct.
All right. I don't remember the bird killing part, but Dead or Alive. This time I made sure.
Michael Biehn. David.
Alive.
Correct.
Wow, good job.
I just saw him on a red carpet somewhere recently.
Oh, I don't know who.
Well, he was in Mando.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Robin said it, but let's do it for 100.
These are going to be Robin Williams film quotes. You're going to tell me either the name of the character or the name of the movie.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
For 100?
Yes.
Carpe, hear it? Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary. Opie.
Dead Poet Society.
Correct.
I just could not remember the name of the movie.
Robin said it for 200.
So what? The important thing to remember is not to go to pieces. When that happens, you have to react like a man, calmly. You have to say to yourself, Albert, you pierced the toast. So what? It's not the end of your life. Opie.
Birdcage.
Yes.
Robin said it for 300.
I'm an orphan and I've never taken drugs because I missed the 60s. I was an accountant. Opie.
Hook.
Correct.
Robin said it for 400.
Carpe Dentum. Seized. Damn it. Fucking forgot to copy and paste the one. Son of a bitch.
I'd like to go with Mrs. Doubtfire.
You're gonna give me that one, Dave. Yeah, there you go. God damn it. All right, Dave, you pick.
All right.
What, he got that?
That's
Yeah.
really that
I'm
counts.
the only one who buzzed in. No one.
That's
That
some
should be a
bullshit.
wash. That should be a
Yeah.
wash.
Bullshit.
I can only see. Let's go with Dead or Alive for 200.
Liza Minnelli. Opie.
Alive.
Correct.
The one with more friends questions for 200.
Rachel's letter to Ross was this many pages. Opie.
8 pages front and back.
Incorrect.
18 pages front and back.
David.
Damn it.
18 pages front and
Yeah,
back.
that's what I meant.
Correct. David, select again.
Let's go with Dead or Alive for 300. Is that available?
Yeah.
Can't see that off the board.
Tommy Zeus Lister Jr. David.
He is dead.
Correct.
He just died recently.
Yeah,
I liked him, and that made me sad.
that's when he was added to the board.
Yeah, right away. I know this one happened. I'll put it on there. The one with more friends questions for 300.
The names of the triplets Phoebe gives birth to. Four, three, two, one.
I know. Oh, yeah.
Frank Jr., Leslie,
Les-
and Chandler.
I didn't know Leslie.
All right, Dave, your turn again.
Wow, big stinker. All right, let's go with Robin said it for 5.
You have to break in half to love somebody. One of his more poignant films. Kevin.
Is it What Dreams May Come?
Correct.
I was going to guess that, but I blocked that movie out of my mind.
I was never going to guess.
It's a
that.
beautiful movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks
it's worth
fantastic.
it. Yeah, just turn it off. Just turn the sound off.
It's just long and fucking boring.
Oh, is it still me? Robin said it. Oh, no, we're out. Dogs on Film for 500.
Scooby-Doo is this breed of dog. Opie.
Great Dane.
Correct. Alex, you
let's-
still there?
Yep.
Could there be any more guest stars for 200?
Paul, he's just a love machine.
Paul. I don't remember Paul. And I didn't see the Friends reunion.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Alex.
Is that Bruce Willis?
Correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like I think he was Paul.
Yeah.
He's
That's
on the
good.
board.
Look at that.
I'm half asleep. Let's just go with could there be any more guest stars for 3?
Steve, the stoned guy.
Steve the stoned guy.
Yeah.
Probably just saw this too.
Yep. Well, a little while ago. Ooh. It was the episode where Monica had the guy coming to cook at her
Oh,
house.
John Lovitz. Yeah.
John.
He actually comes in a second appearance, but he's not stoned in it. All right. Next one. Or
Alex.
Oh, is it still
yeah.
me? Yeah, do the next one. 400.
Parker, Phoebe's date in Massapequa.
Parker. Man.
You dug deep for some of these, man.
I'm trying
Nope.
to. Nothing. Nobody. All right.
Mm-mm.
Alec Baldwin
Hmm.
as the overly cheery Parker, where everything was fabulous.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember him.
Just do
All right.
5.
Yeah, put it out.
Will Colbert.
Will Colbert.
Alex,
Brad Pitt.
you are correct,
Wow,
sir.
good job. All right, still
All
your
right.
award.
Let's do one with more friends questions for 400.
Chandler's middle name.
Oh fuck.
Kevin.
Isn't it no one knows?
No,
Incorrect.
Oh, it's fine. That's the about what he does for work.
Is it Yancey?
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Yeah, what the shit just happened? All right. So
I
it is
remember.
Muriel.
Muriel.
Muriel. What was Yancey?
No
I
idea.
don't know, dude.
That's
You're
my
bored.
middle name. Just do 500.
Phoebe finds this in her soda can. Opie.
Finger,
Incorrect.
or was it toe?
It's a thumb.
Oh,
Correct.
what?
Sorry, I had to go to the judges on that one. It's very
What
specifically.
fucking judges?
It's very specifically a thumb, though, and part of the whole. There's like a bunch of jokes throughout the episode about the fact that it's a thumb. Sorry.
He's
yeah,
not.
yeah, no problem.
Don't worry, you're still in the lead. You're fine.
Tied with David.
I guess do the Razzies because that's all that's left.
Worst actress.
Jesus Christ.
In 2013,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to know any of these.
I'm not gonna
No,
guess.
either.
No, I'm not going to risk.
We're gonna skip it.
Well, I mean, someone
Tyler
can
Perry
try.
in a Medea. Yeah, nobody was gonna guess it's
Jesus
fucking Tyler Perry in a Medea Christmas.
For worst actress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2013. I like how you put the 34th annual Rezzies. Like that's gonna. It's like, oh, the 34th annual one. Yeah. I know that
Just do 300.
one.
Worst actor.
Tyler Perry.
Did he also? Yeah, I was to say.
No, this category was kind of floppier. This was actually Jaden Smith in After Earth. I
Oh.
don't even remember hearing about that movie.
That's the one with his dad.
Looks terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah,
movie looked like Will Smith was trying to buy Jaden Smith's love with a motion picture.
It could be
Totally.
After Earth. This could be After
I know.
Earth.
If I was going to
Could
guess,
be
Oh,
After
wow.
Earth.
or Medea's Christmas. Now that we've seen that up there.
No, I think it could be definitely. Because I remember when After Earth it was pretty well
4,
panned.
3, 2, 1. Movie 43.
Oh,
Jesus
well,
Christ.
that makes
It's
sense.
another horrible fucking movie.
Yeah.
Worst supporting actress.
It's got to be Tyler Perry again.
Jaden Smith.
Halle Berry.
Kim Kardashian in Temptation: Confessions
Wow.
of a Marriage
Oh,
Counselor.
wow.
Did you anticipate anybody
tracks.
knowing any of these?
No, not at all.
Wow.
Okay, last category.
All right. Leonard Nimoy. David.
He is dead.
Very
Quite some
Correct.
time.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
that's what I did there. God damn it.
Did you put that he's alive on there? Okay.
It's dead. And for the end of the game, Burt Reynolds. David.
Shit.
He's dead.
Yes.
Correct. All right. On your device, you should be given the option of putting in a wager. We'll do it like we did last time. Everybody text me your answer.
Okay.
Why we
Okay.
can't put it in?
You should be able to. Does it?
Oh,
Does it?
text you the
or
answer,
the
I
answer? Yeah. Does it?
To just you, not the group.
All right.
They played Detective Joe Friday and Detective Pep Strebeck in 1987's Dragnet.
What?
Oh, it says here you can enter your answer.
Put your answer in. If you can enter it, put it in. If you have the ability to do it that way.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Come on, David.
Not for the life of me think of
Oh,
a very.
is there a time limit? There's got to be a time
Yeah,
limit.
it already ran out
All
technically.
right, I have no answer. My brain.
Well, just type something in so that we can do the whole wrong.
Yeah, so
wager
we can
thing and
see your
everything else.
answer. Just type something.
Nothing.
Suck it, Trebek, or something.
Oh man, that would have been great. I didn't.
All right, I guess we'll
So
go here and
with
start with Kevin because he's our lowest score there.
Okay.
He put in eat a dick piece.
500.
Yeah.
Moving on to cheeky. I don't know if we can get cheekier than that though.
Eliminated himself.
You're gone. See ya.
He went 10-0. Alex,
Yes.
let's see, what did you
Jesus
answer?
Christ,
Henry Cavill.
Oh, 0. Smart wager.
I want him to
Also
be in everything.
incorrect.
Bye.
Bye.
And Opie with a correct answer. Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks.
Hey.
Wow.
So that's going to take him up.
It's gonna take him in the lead.
And then David
I had no
typed
idea.
in
Oh man. By
nothing.
$100.
No wager.
There you go.
I just had to have one person not get it right, and he's the one who got it right. So
Team Opie. So I get to spin the win. Well, the winner's wheel.
The
Doesn't
winner's
have
wheel, yes.
It doesn't have winner stuff on like all. Like it's not like everything could be a win.
Oh wait, did we say you get to spin it and then assign? Wasn't it a wheel of punishment or just? Oh no, you get to spin it and the person who lost has to watch this movie.
What?
yeah,
Yeah, that's what we said.
Kevin has to watch a bad movie.
So the next James Bond movie.
Yeah, he already is.
No, but there was supposed to be a punishment wheel that.
We had one.
We sent in our movies for.
Okay, well, I'll make the punishment wheel before the next one. So we'll.
Yeah, I
we'll
can spin it next time.
Yeah, yeah. You keep spinning that
It's
next
not going to
time.
get any better for me.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No, you
So-
know what? God damn it! What we're gonna do is make the wheel up, Mike, and then just record it somehow and send an audio to me, and I'll throw it in on the show because if you're not gonna be here for the next two,
Oh, this
Okay,
is real
shut
easy.
the fuck up, Pete.
Just
God damn it.
Hold on,
we'll get a little audio of quiet, and then you just say cats, and then
Yeah, I think that just makes this easy. Just make Kevin watch Cats.
yeah.
That's not right.
You're right. It isn't right. Yet you did it to me.
It's your own fault.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like Cats is a valid punishment film, since we don't have the wheel operating.
Yeah, and you also didn't have you haven't seen Cats, so that makes sense. All right, I have my winner's wheel though after this stupid fucking. All right, so I don't know. We'll see what I get on this. I got take that take that shit. So that is
That's
that
what
one.
you can give someone your franchise if you don't want it, right? Nothing
No, I
like-
can just take somebody's. So I have.
Oh, you take
so-
someone's. Okay.
Yeah, so if they spend something that I want, I can just take it.
How
Okay.
do you feel about Connery Bond?
Yeah. Well, you already started, Kevin. So I'm not.
gonna.
I don't want to. Have to deal with that. So I'll just
don't mind.
hold
It's
on
okay.
to that. And when someone spins something that looks fun, then I just take it and that's my next franchise after I finish whatever I'm on. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm not gonna
Right.
use it right away. I'll save it for when someone gets Friday the 13th.
It's too bad Alex
Yeah,
didn't
take it.
win. If Alex had won, he might have been man enough to watch this movie and move on to another franchise.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not man
No,
enough.
he's not. We already know that.
I know my luck on this show. It's not even about bravery at this point. It's statistics.
Yeah, he just
I'm playing the
demonstrated
game
for the last 20 minutes with that dead silence.
Yeah,
So-
I know how it works. I just kind of hang back, and I got myself a nice, comfy third place. I'm fine with that.
He's master of staying in the shadows, staying out of the way. All right, yeah. So I will not be here for the next 2 weeks. I do not know if there will be a show over the next 2 weeks. I would hope so.
I got it. I'll host it.
But
Done.
so we'll be off for
Ooh.
the next 2 weeks, and we will reconvene when I come back, so that we'll save you from Pete's hosting abilities. Just keep it games, and there you go. Nothing can go wrong that way. So so what did you
Hope he
spend?
comes back and we're all just like dripping in the things off the winner wheel. We're just like, it was nothing but games, man.
Yeah.
And all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I got 3 take that shits and so Pete, what's your franchise again?
Honestly, I forgot what I got. It wasn't bad though. I remember that.
One of you guys.
Yours is
Lethal
Jurassic
Weapon.
Park.
Yeah,
Yours is
yeah,
Jurassic
so-
Park.
Yeah, you got Jurassic, and then you got Lethal Weapon.
So I have a Lethal Weapon. Wait, that's not bad.
But it also
enjoyed
includes
those.
the TV series. You have to watch the entire TV
No,
series.
it does not. No, I told you. You remember when we were doing the show? I think when that came out, I knew it was going to be bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It was
Thanks,
all right.
Pete.
I
It
watched
was
it.
all
I watched
right.
it from
It was
beginning to
not
end.
good.
It's no once.
Yeah,
once,
you made time
once
for that
fucking-
bullshit, but Breaking Bad.
Once
I don't
what's
got the
fucking left,
time.
the Cole guy, this show was done. Like they tried to keep it going and it just didn't work.
Well, I'm glad we ended
Yeah.
this episode with that commentary.
Watch The Boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Fucking
Avatar
A, man.
and Breaking Bad.
You know what? We should pick July is the month where we dictate what Pete watches.
Yeah.
Like you,
He has to text
cannot
everybody
watch
when he's
anything.
got an hour of television, and we tell
Yeah.
him what the fuck to watch.
he's on restriction. Can't watch anything you want until you finish your homework. This should have been like we need to put out like a prerequisite in order just to be on the show.
And how much time are we giving Kevin to watch Cats?
Hopefully forever.
It's available now.
on
At least
HBO.
as long as it took Alex
Yeah.
to watch it.
It's available
No.
everywhere. It's like the U2 album. That
Yeah, you can
Apple
just
gave
get it
everybody.
now. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
find it.
Apple installs it on your phone by
Yeah.
default.
Yeah.
I get copies of Cats by mailer like used to with AOL. It's just like just CDs. I'm like, what the fuck is that? This
For
is
your
Cats.
consideration. For your consideration for what? Just please watch it.
Somebody's got to watch this, please. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Man, I am the king of second place.
Hey.
Good job. Way to be.
It's better than
Yeah.
losing.
Way to be. Yes, it is, especially when you got to watch Cats. Jesus. Man, 007
Dude,
and
I-
Cats.
Here's the thing, Kevin. I will tell you the one good thing
He's
about
gonna guide you
watching.
through this.
Yeah, you need counseling to get through this movie. The one good thing about watching Cats is that you can't watch it again afterward. No one can give it to you a second time. That punishment movie is off the table for you.
Like herpes.
That's true.
So it's like once you get through it, you're just through it. You know what I mean? Like it's over. So you live a little better afterward.
Just knowing that weight is off your chest.
Yeah, I mean during the actual viewing, you want to die 1,000 deaths, but then once you're through it, you're
It's like your first prison rape. You just want to get through it. I mean, you
and
might
afterward
go,
you're nice
yeah.
and stretched out. you
yeah,
know, so.
and it's not. I mean, you'll likely go through it again, but I mean, you're numb by then. Everything's already dead. So,
And with that note,
yeah, catch just like prison rape.
You know, if they use that catch line, they'd probably get more views at this point.
Yeah, totally different demographic.